The lovely Mrs. the Kazdoy Closet loves the series Succession, as do many people. I've tried watching it. I think I lasted 1.5 episodes, and I just cannot stand any of those characters. I don't care about them. I think they're all obnoxious. I don't want to spend any time with them. And it started me thinking, can most people enjoy a film when the main character is an unlikable person? And that's kind of the topic for today's episode. This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. That's my closet full of all the stuff that I love. And today we look at a film noir with a main character who is totally unscrupulous. Can we still enjoy it? Let's check it out. The film I want to talk about today is Shakedown from 1950. It's in beautiful black and white. It's a fast-moving, 80 minutes long. This is about an ambitious news photographer in San Francisco who will do whatever he can to become successful. At the beginning of the film, he's taking photos of car crashes and fires and similar events just as they're about to happen. And people keep asking him throughout the film, how did you get that photo? And he says, I just happened to be passing by, kind of sarcastically. And that line is repeated throughout the film various ways and for various reasons. Howard Duff plays the photographer, Jack Early. He's excellent in this role. And he's a very likable character early on, but he becomes more and more unscrupulous and more dishonest as the film goes on. He's betraying people. He's lying to people that we like, actually, exploiting people. He's double-crossing and triple-crossing people. Very opportunistic and very amoral, more and more so as the film progresses. He also becomes more bitter and more cynical. One of the female characters, the main female character who we really like, is talking to him and kind of questioning his decency and his integrity. And he responds in one of many lines that are quite good and that Howard Duff delivers very well. He says, decency and integrity are fancy words, but they never kept anyone well fed. And I've got quite an appetite. Good stuff. I remember Howard Duff mainly from films I enjoy like Brute Force and While the City Sleeps, two film noirs. And he was married briefly to, not briefly, for a while, like 15 years or so, to Ida Lupino, who I've talked about before, great director. And they were even in a sitcom I vaguely remember as a kid where they played a married couple called Mr. Adams and Eve. And Howard Duff also did many classic television shows. Peggy Dow plays the love interest, one of the love interests that I mentioned previously. And she's a beautiful woman, very good in this film, very sympathetic. We identify with her. She retired after only 3 years in the film business. I don't think she liked the part she was getting, so there's not much of a filmography on Peggy Dow. Brian Donlevy plays one of the gangsters in the film. I remember him right away from the two of the Quatermass films, which I have seen just recently. He's very good in those, and he's good in this one too. Lawrence Tierney has a reputation as playing tough guys in many films. He probably best remembered later in his career for Reservoir Dogs, and he also played the title role in the film Dillinger. And he did a lot of classic TV as well, including a pretty memorable episode of Seinfeld. Joseph Pevney was the director, mainly known for a variety of films and mostly classic television, including the original Star Trek series. He also made a biopic, which I liked quite a bit, called Man of a Thousand Faces, about Lon Chaney. So my rating for Shakedown is going to be 4.5 cameras out of 5. This is a fast-moving film noir. Film noir because of the feeling of cynicism and pessimism throughout the film, the gangsters that show up, some of the dialogue. Visually, it has its moments, film noir-wise. Two people do get slapped, and like I always say, if you're not getting smacked in the face, it can't be a film noir, right? Just kind of kidding with that one. And I also like films about photographers, such as this one I've talked about before, The Public Eye, which is a much more mild character, really, played by, what's this guy's name? Joe Pesci. And some people say that Shakedown is sort of like an early version of Nightcrawler, which is another film I really like, and I think that's a pretty good comparison. Nightcrawler, of course, much more hardcore and a lot grittier film. But Shakedown is a good one. It's unpredictable. It's enjoyable to see Howard Duff's character. Even though he is unlikable, it's kind of fun to see how far he's going to go. And we really don't know where he's going, which is very cool to watch. And we do have other characters that are sympathetic that we can identify with, instead of just like Succession, a bunch of awful, obnoxious characters throughout the film. So I like this one a lot. If you like film noir, I think you're going to like this one. This is a Kino disc. I think I paid about $15 for it. Check out the next Kino sale, which they have them regularly, and $10 I think is a no-brainer for this one. There's not much on here. There's a commentary, which of course I did not listen to, and a handful of trailers for similar films. It looks good, pretty good. For the most part, it looks good. There are a couple of moments where I thought, ooh, this looks kind of blurry or kind of grainy, but overall it's fine, and it sounds fine too. Where can you see Nightcrawler? That's going to be a little difficult. You might try your local library, but other than buying it, maybe you can rent it, and maybe it'll show up streaming somewhere. But right now, this could be a tough one. Maybe TCM might show it, who knows. So, Nightcrawler, very enjoyable film noir. Feel free to leave a comment or suggestion down below here. Leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Trying to get to 250 subscribers by the end of summer, let's say. I'm at 214, so hopefully I can do that. Remember, this is all free. I don't monetize this. Some of these videos, you might see an ad at the beginning. I have nothing to do with that. I get no money from this. YouTube throws that on there sometimes. Share this with your friends and neighbors. Otherwise, thanks for watching. See you next time.